Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. When Austin Reaves was signed by the Lakers, no one could have imagined that he would be a high-level player today, close to stardom. If he performs at a high level this season, he'll have a chance to make the All-Star game. Therefore, he's currently considered the Lakers' third star, and according to the will of manager Rob Pelinka and owner Jeannie Buss, Reaves will remain with the Lakers for a long time. Remember, he'll be a free agent in 2026, and bringing him back will require a hefty salary. One could very easily argue that the Los Angeles Lakers are the luckiest franchise in the NBA. In 1979, they landed Magic Johnson after a 3-year-old trade finally gave them a draft pick, and they had to win a coin flip to get the first overall pick. More recently, they were able to swindle Kobe Bryant from the Charlotte Hornets in 1996, and last season, they were the only team the Dallas Mavericks called when they decided to trade Luka Doncic. Their luck doesn't stop there. In 2021, they managed to steal Austin Reaves from the Detroit Pistons, and on September 27, 2021, they converted him to a standard contract. Austin Reaves almost landed with Detroit Pistons. After a breakout senior season with the Oklahoma Sooners, Austin Reaves went undrafted in the 2021 NBA draft, although that was largely his fault. With the 42nd pick, the Pistons planned on selecting him, although Reaves told them not to. "All I needed was an opportunity, and I knew that," he said in a 2023 interview with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. "We could have got drafted 42nd to Detroit, but kind of declined that to kind of put me in LA for a better spot." The Pistons would select Isaiah Livers instead, who played in 94 NBA games. Reaves would go on to average 7.3 points in 61 games with the Lakers during his rookie season, although he quickly found his footing, posting 20.2 points and 5.8 assists last season while shooting 46% from the floor and 37.7% from deep. Reaves' Lakers gamble almost didn't pay off. Instead of playing for the Pistons, who were coming off their second 20-win season in a row, Reaves forced his way to the Lakers. Had he played in Detroit, he would have received a non-guaranteed contract standard for second-round picks, although with the Pistons' weak depth chart at the time, he certainly would have gotten plenty of playing time. The Lakers, however, wanted Reaves, and with a better roster, he was willing to be undrafted if it meant heading to Los Angeles. "We knew that there was a high interest for a two-way," he said of the Lakers. "So, we didn't really have to press." With the Lakers, Reaves was behind Russell Westbrook, Malik Monk, Talen Horton-Tucker, and Avery Bradley in the depth chart. In his first chance to prove himself, in the Summer League, Reaves floundered, averaging a very inefficient 7 points and 2 assists in 5 games. Still, the Lakers saw enough in him, and his two-way contract was converted to a standard deal before he even made his debut, allowing him to slowly take on a bigger role and shine for the NBA's most famous franchise. Heading into his 5th NBA season, Reaves is touted as the best third option in the game and is expected to command roughly $30 to $35 million per season, assuming he opts out of his contract at the end of the year. Moving forward, Reaves is slated to be the running mate for Luka Doncic long-term in Los Angeles, so his gamble paid off. Lakers trade plans revealed by Rob Pelinka. Has there been a change of heart for Los Angeles Lakers front office executive Rob Pelinka? All offseason, reports have been trickling out indicating that the Lakers would be reticent in trading future draft capital/acquiring players on multi-year deals with the idea that they would preserve roster flexibility moving forward. That line of thinking may work for some teams, though the most decorated franchise in the NBA along with a rabid fanbase may not operate with such patience. This line of thinking is amplified further by the fact the team should be in a win-now mode given LeBron James is about to turn 41 years old in December, not to mention the necessity in maximizing the apex prime of 26-year-old Luka Doncic's career. During Media Day on Thursday, Pelinka seemed to have a change of heart from a philosophical standpoint. As he said, "If a transaction comes to us that leads to sustain Lakers' excellence and puts us in a position to increase our odds of winning a championship, we would put future draft capital in to make that move." Speaking of picks, the Lakers do have their first-round picks in 2026, 2028, and 2030. The value of those picks may be lessened given the fact that Doncic is now on the roster, and the team projects to be at worst a playoff competitive when zooming out the next 5 to 7 seasons. Speaking of draft capital, the team's 2027 pick is headed to the Utah Jazz, unless it's one of the top 4 selections. In 2029, their first-round pick is owed to the Dallas Mavericks stemming from the Doncic deal. If Pelinka is being forthright about opening things up, this could net the Lakers some real assets moving forward. The team would have to cobble together contracts along with picks to acquire talent to better fit alongside Doncic. Ultimately, it comes down to the Slovenian star. If the team is to be built around him as the face of the franchise, the Lakers need to do everything in their power to maximize his talents. This includes getting athletes who can run in transition and above all else defend at an above-average level. Garnering more perimeter shooting is also something to take note of. With James potentially leaving after this season, and Austin Reeves in a bit of a contract pickle himself, much more will be revealed over the next calendar year as to the direction of this team moving forward. Lakers make several roster moves ahead of training camp. The next couple of days, and weeks, are going to be busy for NBA teams as they finalize their training camp rosters and work towards finalizing their regular season rosters. For the Los Angeles Lakers, Media Day is on Monday and training camp begins right after. The Lakers have a full 15-man roster, and so most of the signings and cuts they make before training camp have G League implications. The Lakers made a series of roster moves on Saturday with the signings of Anton Watson and Nate Williams, and the subsequent cuts of Eric Dixon and Tevian Jones. Eric Dixon was reportedly in line for a two-way contract with the Lakers following the NBA draft, but that does not seem likely now. Dixon, who led the nation in scoring last season while at Villanova, was unable to participate in Summer League as he continued to rehab from an injury. The Lakers have only 2 of their 3 available two-way contract spots filled with third-year big man Christian Koloko and rookie forward Chris Manon. That means that either Watson or Williams could potentially be competing in camp for that final two-way contract spot. Both players are eligible for a two-way contract as they've both played 4 or less years in the NBA. Watson was the number 54 overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft by the Boston Celtics, and he was signed to a two-way contract. He was cut by the team in March, and then signed by the New York Knicks. He appeared in 9 games for the Knicks while shooting 44.4% from the field. Williams went undrafted in the 2022 NBA draft, and came to training camp that year with the Utah Jazz. He did not officially catch on with an NBA team until late in the 2022-23 season when he signed with the Portland Trail Blazers. Williams signed a two-way contract with the Houston Rockets ahead of the 2023-24 season, and ultimately had his deal converted to a standard contract near the end of last season. The Rockets opted to cut him in the offseason. He's appeared in a total of 47 NBA games across the last 2 seasons, with his best numbers coming during his stint with the Blazers. He averaged 10.6 points, 3.0 rebounds, and 2.0 assists in 5 games, including 4 starts. While both players are probably under consideration for a two-way spot from the Lakers, it's also likely that they are in line for a roster spot in the G League with South Bay. J.J. Redick believes Marcus Smart will bring toughness and communication to Lakers. Amongst the additions the Los Angeles Lakers made in free agency, perhaps the most intriguing is veteran guard Marcus Smart. The Defensive Player of the Year in 2022, Smart has dealt with injuries over the past couple of seasons that has many believing his best days are behind him. The Lakers and head coach J.J. Redick don't believe that to be the case, however, and Smart at his best would bring the team an excellent perimeter defender capable of guarding multiple positions and a vocal leader on both ends of the court with plenty of big game experience. And that is exactly what Redick hopes to see from the veteran. "I would say toughness," Redick responded when asked what Smart will bring to the Lakers. "I already told him this, we need his voice as part of communication. His competitive spirit. And defensively, he'll probably be a little bit under the radar because of the last 2 years, but he still grades out in nearly every metric in the 80th percentile or higher, so he's still a very versatile defender. It's no secret that Smart's primary focus is on the defensive end, and his activity and communication on that end will be very beneficial to the Lakers. But Redick also believes Smart can bring something on the offensive side of the ball as well. And to me, he's always been a bit of an underrated playmaker. I think Austin and Luka, those guys are obviously going to be the primary ball handlers for us. But Marcus can be that secondary ball handler. Smart has never been a pure point guard, but as Redick noted, he is more than capable as a secondary ball handler and playmaker who can attack closeouts and create for himself and teammates. Being able to relieve some responsibilities off Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James would be extremely valuable for this Lakers team. The key for Smart remains his health. He played well down the stretch of last season, and if that can carry over this year, and he can avoid those nagging injuries that have plagued him in recent years, he can make a real impact for Redick and the Lakers. Dalton Knecht urged to rescue Lakers from shameful situation after J.J. Redick's public support. The Los Angeles Lakers are entering the 2025-26 season with heightened expectations following major roster shifts after their disappointing first-round loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves last year. With the addition of Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton, spots in their new rotation are going to be competitive for young players. One such player is sophomore guard Dalton Knecht, whose potential growth is going to determine how much he can contribute. Analyst Trevor Lane believes that Knecht has an opportunity to make a significant impact in limited minutes. The best-case scenario for Knecht right now would be slotting him in, maybe as the 8th man, maybe 9th man on this roster, Lane said. But even if he's playing 12 minutes a night, 14 minutes, limited minutes, he could still give you 6, 7, 8 points, something like that during that stretch and be a big boost to the Lakers' bench scoring. The Lakers' need for bench scoring is extremely pressing. Besides his previous statement, Lane also pointed out that LA ranked dead last in bench points per 100 possessions last season, which highlights just how much the starters had to carry the load. If Knecht can score in small bursts, it could alleviate the potential pressure on LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and even Austin Reeves, which will let them retain decent conditioning late into games. His ability to contribute effectively off the bench is pivotal for a team looking to contend around its superstar duo. Knecht's rookie campaign showed glimpses of his potential. He averaged 9.1 points on 37.6% shooting from 3 in around 19 minutes per game. Apart from his floor spacing, which is his greatest attribute, he has shown the ability to score efficiently on all levels. Consistency is key, and Lane's assessment of the situation highlights that even limited time on the floor for the Lakers can make a difference if Knecht can hit his rhythm. Lane touched on the trade angle for Knecht as well. He asked, could he rehab some of his value and then get traded again? The Lakers did already trade him once in the Mark Williams trade that got rescinded. So could he become a trade asset again? He added that Knecht's increased production could make him a valuable asset and perhaps move him if a suitable return is offered. But Redick has faith in his young player. J.J. Redick reinforces belief in Knecht's development. Despite Knecht's struggles during Summer League, where he had subpar efficiency from the field, Lakers head coach J.J. Redick has been positive about his development. He told reporters during a press conference, "Dalton's in a really good spot right now. I've had a number of conversations with him throughout the summer. They've all been very positive. I really believe this, the guy did too much after the season, and I think in Summer League he was burned out." Redick highlighted that Knecht workload contributed to his struggles. According to Redick, he was coming in here at 5 a.m. getting shots up, then doing 2 workouts with our Summer League staff and in the weight room. Redick emphasized that Knecht is ready physically, noting, "He's in phenomenal shape. He's in a great spot mentally. He's played well throughout September. His improvement will position Knecht to make an immediate impact once he receives consistent playtime, potentially reinforcing depth and bench scoring." Redick, during his playing career, had a similar beginning to Knecht, great long-range shooter who had to earn his spot on a contending Orlando Magic team. Redick's guidance is going to be key for Knecht's development, and, with his coach's endorsement, Knecht's trajectory could lead to becoming a reliable option for the Lakers' evolving roster. Lakers GM Rob Pelinka gives cryptic answer when asked about giving LeBron James a new deal in 2026. Rob Pelinka didn't confirm that the Lakers would give LeBron James a new contract. LeBron James' future was one of the topics that Los Angeles Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka addressed during his press conference on Thursday. In that media session, ESPN's Dave McMenamin asked Pelinka if he would give James a new deal in 2026, and the executive didn't confirm that he would. I followed up with Rob after he gave his initial answer saying that he would be welcome to LeBron deciding where his future goes, McMenamin said on NBA Today. And I said, what if LeBron's decision is in the summer of 2026, he wants to re-sign with the Lakers? And Rob said, we would love if LeBron retired as a Laker. He didn't discuss the option of actually extending another deal. It is quite interesting that Pelinka chose to sidestep the question. You understand that the executive wouldn't want to commit to anything right now, but he didn't even want to discuss that scenario. James just averaged 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, 8.2 assists, 1.0 steals, and 0.6 blocks per game for the Lakers in 2024-25. The 40-year-old's game is likely to decline in a year's time, but he should still be playing at an all-star level at the least. Players of that caliber do not grow on trees, and teams tend to hold on to them. Pelinka, though, appears to be sending a signal here that the Lakers might be comfortable with the James era coming to an end in 2026. James joined the Lakers in 2018 and led them to a championship in 2020. The 21-time All-Star had been the face of the franchise for the longest time, but has now seemingly been usurped by Luka Doncic. It's Doncic's interests that the Lakers now have in mind. Pelinka is looking to build the ideal roster around the Slovenian, and perhaps James isn't viewed as a piece they want next to him for whatever reason. NBA insider Mark Stein had reported that the Lakers' preferred scenario is James' contract drops off their books in 2026. It could well be that they don't want to make a significant financial commitment to an aging superstar and want to bring in a younger co-star for Doncic. That would be a big gamble. James' agent and Clutch Sports Group CEO Rich Paul recently stated that the Lakers need to maximize the present when addressing his client's future. He wants to win his 5th championship, but the team hasn't gone all in just yet. The Lakers do have a tradable first-round pick, 2031 or 2032, and you'd imagine James would love to see them use it to upgrade the roster now. Pelinka is only trading that pick on one condition, though, and a scenario like that doesn't always come about. It will be fascinating to see how this situation pans out. James opted into his $52.6 million player option for 2025-26, and only time will tell if it proves to be his last season with the Lakers. Lakers GM Rob Pelinka breaks silence on LeBron James' future, shifts all the pressure to him. The Los Angeles Lakers have had a turbulent offseason when it comes to LeBron James. The 4-time champion has made it clear he wants to compete for another title before his career ends. At one point, there were even whispers that he might request a trade. While that didn't happen, comments from his agent hinted that something behind the scenes wasn't quite right. LeBron wants to compete for a championship, agent Rich Paul told ESPN. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeanie, Buss, and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. More recently, Paul also addressed the uncertainty surrounding LeBron's future and possible retirement, turning the spotlight toward Lakers GM Rob Pelinka. It's important not to worry about the future when it comes to LeBron James, Charania said, quoting Paul, whom he spoke to earlier in the day. Just appreciate the present and also maximizing his present. And that, obviously, that onus, potentially falling on the Lakers, and what team they put around him. In response, Pelinka finally broke his silence during the Lakers' season-opening press conference, offering full support for James and his long-term decision-making. The first thing we want to do in terms of LeBron and his future is just give him absolute respect to choose his story with his family in terms of how many years he's going to continue to play, Pelinka said. He's earned that right. James has yet to set a retirement timeline and has said he's still unsure when he'll walk away from the game. For now, Pelinka has made it clear the decision is entirely up to LeBron. This approach from Pelinka may also be strategic. Giving James control could help ease any future tension if he eventually does request a trade. Regardless, the Lakers GM made one thing clear: LeBron James is operating on his own terms. Lakers already addressed biggest need around Luka Doncic. The Los Angeles Lakers had one clear priority this offseason: get Luka Doncic an upgrade at center. By signing DeAndre Ayton, they did not just fill a spot, they upgraded dramatically, replacing Jackson Hayes with a proven, versatile big man who can thrive alongside their new face of the franchise. DeAndre Ayton changes everything for the Lakers' frontcourt. Jovan Buha of Buha's Block noted, they addressed arguably the biggest need of the roster at the center spot with getting DeAndre Ayton and getting him on a team-friendly contract. Regardless of whatever questions or limitations he has to his game, he is such an upgrade over Jackson Hayes. Ayton is only 27 years old, and he is still in his prime. He brings size, skill, and consistency. He was a crucial part of the Phoenix Suns' 2021 NBA Finals run, averaging over 14 points and 10 rebounds on efficient shooting during the regular season, and those numbers climbed in the playoffs. His ability to finish lobs, score from the post, hit mid-range shots, and run the floor makes him a dynamic weapon the Lakers desperately lacked. Meanwhile, Hayes struggled to make a lasting impact last season. His regular season numbers were modest. Hayes averaged just 6.8 points and 4.8 rebounds playing around 20 minutes a night. Those numbers were incredibly worse when it came to playoff time, as he virtually disappeared. His play left a major hole in the Lakers' defense and rebounding, limiting their ability to compete deep into the postseason at all. Don't let the fact the Lakers giving him a new contract allow you to believe that he had a successful year. Buha also highlighted how having a center who can reliably play 20 to 30 plus minutes will change the game for the Lakers. More importantly, Ayton's skill set pairs perfectly with Doncic's unique playmaking. Doncic has a proven track record of elevating the big men around him, and Ayton fits that mold perfectly. Just look at the stats of centers that previously played with him, whether it be Derek Lively II or Daniel Gafford. This is not just a better player, it is the right player to complement one of the league's best offensive minds. With Ayton patrolling the paint, the Lakers may have finally secured the reliable inside presence that they have been desperately searching for. This is a strong step toward a championship-caliber roster. It is also important to remember that his level of play in the upcoming season can earn him a new and bigger deal. That means Ayton has every reason to give it his all.